Hi, this is going to be a quick little review on this kitchen island that I just got here from Amazon. So this is more of a pre-review. This is an assembly review because I haven't really used it. It seems like it's going to be sturdy, but as far as assembly goes, it's easy, except for it's required me, at least maybe you get luckier than I did, but I had to do some modifications in order to make the drawer work specifically. See, the screw that they drill in is there. I had to re-drill one here because this piece was hanging down below this and the other one wasn't, and I figured the height was correct on this side, so I didn't touch this side. I just corrected this side, so I had to raise it up a little bit. That was fairly minor in comparison. The drawer itself, though, is finicky. Right now the drawer is upside down because I have this piece off. You see the rail has 3 screws that mount here. Well, on this side, if I am to make this flush here like it is here, this had to come off, and if you notice when I push it up against here, that hole doesn't line up. So I'm going to have to re-drill, probably use these other holes that are available to now if you're going to do this and you do run into this issue, I think for the money it's still probably worth it, but if you have no knowledge on how to, you know, make things work, if you're not really a handyman and you don't have a drill, then you're going to be in some trouble here. But this size bit, it's a little teeny bit. I'm using a 1/16 bit here. Yeah. So for these little teeny screws, that's all you need is a little 16th bit. You don't want to go anything too big or else you're going to lose your threads. But you don't want to go anything too small or else you might split the wood. It's pretty soft wood. I don't think it's going to split, but you should always pilot bit a wood screw. So I'm going to do that and this thing should work. But overall, I was a little disappointed with the assembly portion. One more thing about the assembly: when you're putting the top plate on, you're probably gonna need to loosen these Phillips screws on these flanges. So what these boards are simply doing, these little blocks, is they mount to the panels, and then this screw goes up through it and mounts to the top plate. So what you got to do is loosen these up, because if you don't, what you're going to notice is that these legs are a little higher than the panel and where these came in. So when you tighten these down, it actually ends up bowing the top plate down, and you don't want to do that. So loosen these Phillips screws before you put these in. Putting these in, tighten them down, and then tighten the Phillips screws heads back down, and they should be good with the top plate there. I didn't have any issues with these going in at all, and as long as you do this in proper order, I highly suggest, in order to make this thing flat, because wood is wood and it's going to flex a little, right? Make this thing flat. In order to do so, you're going to need to put all the screws in, essentially. There's one there, there's one there, and there's a bunch more, and follow the directions. You're going to put the screws in, but put them in loose. Don't tighten them down. Don't tighten any of them down. And then set this thing on a flat surface, or the surface that you plan on putting it on, and then go around each corner starting at the bottom, tighten it down, go to the other corner, tighten it down, tighten it down, tighten it down. Don't go to the middle, go all the way to the top and tighten them down. These guys right here, there's one there, there's one at the top over there. Tighten the top down and then go to the middle and tighten the middle down. What that's going to do is it's going to keep it in that position and you're not going to have any rocking. I don't have any rocking at all. This thing sits pretty flush. And it's wood, so you know it's going to flex, especially if you start getting some weight on here. Like I'm going to put a cast iron skillet here, and it's probably going to be a cast iron pot or something. There's going to be some weight on here, so it's this thing is pretty light, and it does move around fairly easy. You might have to get some grip pads for the bottom if you're having issues with it sliding around, because this thing is pretty light. So that's my assembly review. You know, maybe I'll do a further review down the road, but I tend not to. I think if something right out of the box should work as best as it ever is going to work, and after that it's just wear and tear. So yeah, I'm actually noticing here, I didn't, this cap down here, I gotta tighten that screw down some more. You should always tighten them until you just hear it start to squish some wood. It looks like I gotta tighten that up some more. So take care. Hope you have better luck than I do with the drawer. The drawer was a pain in the butt for me. I was not gonna accept it as it was, and I did not want to have to do any sort of returns. I know that at the end of the day, it's just wood. I can make it work because I'm skilled like that. Pat on my back, but you may not be, and that's fine. And you shouldn't have to do this type of work to make this stuff work. This should fit together. Engineers, they spent time making this product, so if you have bad luck with it, but you're able to make it work, that's great. But make sure you put that in a review, because they will never fix it. Take care.